Turning this now in downtown Salt Lake, protesters gathered at Washington Square Park for another round of demonstrations that organizers say is to protest the Trump administration's plan to limit immigration. Beginning at Washington Square Park, protesters walked along State Street to the Utah State Capitol, then back to Washington Square Park. We spoke with someone whose grandfather fought for our country in World War II and asked what he might have felt about our nation's trajectory today.
And he gave his life for his country. And he actually has a building up at Fort Douglas that carries his name. And I think he would be so sad. He was such a good man. He had all kinds of men serve under him of all colors and races. And I think he would just be so sad to see what's happening in our country.
She went on to say, due to dismantling of education, she feels that history is repeating itself. Turning this now, that's not the only rally we're covering in the Salt Lake Valley tonight. Over in Sandy, members of the We Are the People organization gathered to protest the trafficking and abuse of children in the Beehive State. Meeting at the Gail Miller Conference Center, rally-goers are protesting against what they call the lack of justice for known sex abuse victims. As well, attendees are rejecting a bill proposed by Representative Todd Weiler that would shorten the time a child rapist, sex abuser, or trafficker would spend on the sex offender registry.
As we've interviewed survivor after survivor, we're starting to see a very common thread is when they come forward for help to leaders and to people in the state, they're not getting help, they're getting silenced. And so I think we have a culture, and I think one of the other fascinating statistics is the amount of suicides, the youth suicides. And I think there's a direct correlation. When you abuse these children, when you silence their voices, when there's nowhere for them to go for help, it causes damage that can't be undone.
Organizers from the We Are the People say due to Utah's low prosecution rates, the state has become a dangerous place to raise children.